Okay. Hey, Green Machine friends and fans of fun. Give me 1 second to take off my mask. I'm going to take off my mask for the deaf community to read my lips because I can't sign fast enough. If you were on our Facebook stream, you got a rather comical take in the comic shop just now. We had somebody come and ask for their order that they ordered pre-COVID. Pre-COVID?
That's a whole year ago.
A whole year ago and didn't pick up. And dude was convinced to pre-orders on Pop. At least we haven't for 2 years.
It's been a while. We had the old system.
We had the old system. Comic Suite we could. We can't do it in the new system, so it didn't. None of that made sense.
Now that we know how to work it.
Yeah.
But then definitely
No,
not.
couldn't have. Very, very odd take, but for folks that were on the Facebook side of things, you got to see me. Like, I literally, Yogi, the guy said, he's like, "Oh yeah, I had an order before COVID," and I was like, so a year." I looked at him and was just dumbfounded.
Okay, if I bought something from Box Lunch,
Yeah.
I said I ordered it a year ago, are they gonna have it at Box Lunch?
No. And we were nice during COVID too. Like, I had some other lady where we had her books for about a year. We were really, really nice about COVID, but once you're beyond the year mark, which it's beyond the year mark, COVID was in March, right?
Yep.
So it's well beyond the year mark. Like, I'm sorry, but all bets are off then.
Yeah.
15 months.
Comic shop headaches.
We put out emails, phone calls.
Everything. It just.
If you guys could have done smoke signals, you would have done it.
It's just weird because like stuff like that hangs up small business and people know that. Like, you can't.
Like, so you guys here who are with us right now watching all this, like 99% of you were with us from the beginning. You guys know how hard we've had it. When COVID hit, so many people didn't come and pick up, really affected him. So Yogi, who's cool with everybody, was actually pretty pissed off at a lot of people because they just dicked us. Sorry, I had to say it.
That's true though. Yogi is cool with everybody. That's why when people think that Yogi's being hard on them and then they like come to talk to me, which I think has happened a couple times, they don't realize that I'm the more hot-headed owner of the store. Like, I'll tell people how it is. Anyways, so Comic Shop Life, you guys got a kind of a glimpse of it. This week we have a lot. Hi, Carl, by the way. Carl in the background. We have only our DC shipment right now. We do not have most of our Marvel. We don't have any of our Marvel shipment. It hasn't come in yet. So if you come in tomorrow to pick up, don't come in to pick up Marvel. It won't be here until, it won't be on the shelf until like Thursday. We will try to get it late night Wednesday on the shelf, but shipping's hard and Diamond's the bigger shipment. So anyways, but we have a lot of DC this week, and it was honestly hard to rate these books this week because I was trying to pick a pick of the week, and it was literally a 5-way tie from some extremely good titles. So I actually had to tap Cam and have Cam read the same books and decide what the pick of the week is. And I think we've got it. We've got it. It's just we were both like, oh man, and part of me is wondering if it's confirmation bias because I really love this character, and also Cam really loves this character, so we'll discuss it when we get to it. Do we have you, Cam? You went to Avengers Campus.
I did.
Come look at Cam. Get in the shot. Show them what you're wearing.
Show them the glasses.
And look what Cam got.
They're dope. They're dope.
Yeah, make them blink. Do the blinkies. Yeah.
That's dope, dude.
Spider-Man.
So how?
It was awesome. Food was good.
Food's good. You said the food's like the best in the parks, right?
Best in both parks.
All right.
Ooh,
That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knows. Saying a lot.
So the food's good. Okay.
Early in like 8 a.m. open, like park opening.
Oh wow.
A couple years ago. They have like a show every 30 minutes, like Black Widow and Black Panther versus
If I do it
Taskmaster,
again
so
with
that's
my
kinda cool.
That's dope.
Like rope work and all that. Like it's
Oh. Okay. And that Spider-Man's dope.
Spider-Man's dope, and the Spider-Man ride's fun.
Oh, is it? Spider-Man ride's fun. Okay.
Like, you're little kids would
Oh!
enjoy it. Like, little kids would.
Okay. Did any pop culture news this week? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, we lost somebody.
Who did we? Oh, we lost the creator of Goonies, the director of Goonies.
Donner. Richard Donner.
No, Richard Donner
Yeah, Richard Donner, director of Goonies,
And Lethal Weapon.
and Lethal Weapon.
and Superman 1 and 2.
Diplomatic immunity. Sorry.
Okay.
You never seen Lethal Weapon 2? It's just been revoked. It's like the best cheesy 80s line ever.
All the Family Guy jokes that came from.
Oh God, so many. Any other pop culture news? Anything?
I'll have more tomorrow.
More tomorrow. Wait tomorrow.
I can't think of anything.
I can't think of it. It's always weird because we like walk away from the show and then I'm like,
That Tomorrow
ow.
sucked balls.
Tomorrow Wars. Yeah, apparently you don't get Star-Lord's new movie. Tomorrow
I will
Wars.
support everything that he does.
Yeah.
I'll watch it, but he was not.
He's a good dude, but apparently that movie is garbage.
Mhm.
Trying to think of what else. Rick and Morty. If you've been watching Rick and Morty, the current episodes are amazing. Like,
Funny.
yeah, but way better than I thought they were. Like, I mean, I always thought they were good, but now I'm kind of floored by the level of quality. Really good.
The
Okay.
writing's gotten better.
Yeah, weird, right? Is this my drink here? I think it's
Yeah,
my drink.
right here.
Okay, just making sure I don't drink somebody else's drink. Let's
Yeah,
just get to
fine
the
with that.
show. Let's see. So like I said, the first 5 books are going to be my pick of the week books. Technically, we've declared one the pick of the week, but we're going to go over all of them because they're all really, really good. So the first 5 books are, in my opinion, the top shelf books, and you should absolutely pick up every single one of them. The first one being Tinian the Fourth, Jimenez, and Mori, and we're talking about Batman, also featuring Ghostmaker. Now, I have very much said that I don't like the Ghostmaker character very much. It feels sort of shooting. I get it. It's Tinian's creation, and he wants to run with it. That said, the last 2 issues have really made me start to like the character quite a bit. And more importantly, this issue in particular, Ghostmaker ultimately does something wild to save the day and can really read Batman's like messages and tips that he leaves. And I really honestly liked it. I like the dialogue from him. I'm starting to really like the character. And I'm saying that as somebody who just absolutely I didn't care for him. And then we're getting that Ghostmaker story at the end of this. So after the issue ends, you also get a second Ghostmaker story. And that story is kind of throwaway. It's not my favorite in my opinion. But the main Batman story, yeah, I'm coming around to Ghostmaker. I got to tell you, though, clearly Tinian the Fourth or one of the artists or something is some ex-raver. Because the Miracle Molly character and Kid Kawaii, like that's ravers. And the whole Miracle Molly's group, which is called, I can't remember what they're called. What are they called? The Insanity Collective?
Something like that.
They're ravers. They hang out in warehouses and stuff. They dress them like ravers. They're ravers. And yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's strange. But I like this new direction. I will say the fight with what's his name? It's not Peacemaker, is it? Peacekeeper. The fight with Peacekeeper 1 is honestly outstanding. And we might be building to see Barbara Gordon put back on the suit. We're all hoping that. I mean, granted, I love her as Oracle, but I think we're building towards that.
It's happening.
So yeah, definitely don't skip Batman this week. It's top shelf. Really, honestly, great stuff. Amazing. Next is Jones, Mello, and Bel Air, and we're talking about Wonder Girl issue number 2. Now, this is the Pride variant cover. I picked it because, God, it's just gorgeous. Who did this Pride variant? Does anyone know?
dope. Yeah, that is dope.
I don't know who did it, but God, is it gorgeous. If you can't tell, she does get her own lasso of truth of sorts from a river, and it's not a normal lasso, it's a bolo. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's cool looking. But we're going to get pretty much the premise for this whole comic and what they're building on after. And the main premise is that the Amazonians are pissed. Apparently, Yara Flor is tied to some sort of... she's tied to some sort of prophecy that says she will either doom or save the pantheon of gods. So, like the Amazons, some of them want her dead. Other ones want her to go back into hiding They don't want her to discover her powers, and they don't want to risk this 50-50 flip of a coin of whether she's good or bad. And frankly, that's weird for Amazons to have that hot take. And on top of that, I think that a 50-50 is a pretty good. Those are good odds. Like I would take those odds any day of the week in the casino. But so it puts Yara Flor on a collision course with the Amazon. So yeah, it's kind of a weird premise for the story. But is it fun? Absolutely. Absolutely. We're starting to see how powerful Yara Flor is. We're getting to see some old Amazons in play, including a favorite redhead of mine from Red Hood. So yeah, I had a really, really amazing time with it. The action is great. The art is to die for. The art is still amazing. God, it's drawn so well. And the story's just fun. It goes in fun directions. So again, top shelf comic you absolutely have to buy. Not our pick of the week for DC, but really, really close. Definitely pick up Wonder Girl issue number 2. Another book that was really close to my pick of the week, V. McCree and Spicer. This is Swamp Thing. Now, we do know that there is another Swamp Thing in the world and manifesting, and the guy is struggling to keep his powers, but he's actually changing at night, only at night. He's not changing during the day. He's living a regular human life during the day and then changing at night. It's a weird premise for Swamp Thing. We've never seen this before. More importantly, in this issue, you are going to get Constantine again, and if you know Swampy, you know that Constantine and Swamp Thing do have like history, and they do go hand in hand. At least the Alec Holland Swamp Thing. And what happens in this might change the face of DC Comics forever, as far as Swamp Thing is concerned. It's a grand tragedy and broke my heart a little bit, but that's why I know you'll enjoy it. You'll honestly love it. The art is amazing. The story is great. But again, anytime there's Constantine in a book, I tend to love it. This is no exception. I will tell you, though, we got the weirdest kids book on our shelf. We got a kids trade, Little Johnny Constantine. That's weird, DC. If ever there was a character that never needed a kid's version of himself, it was definitely Constantine. That's strange. But we got it on our shelf if you want it. Next is Thorn, Rainey, Santucci, and Atia. Oh my God, I think I got all their names right. We're talking about The Last Lantern Standing in Green Lantern issue number 4. Oh my God, I love this Green Lantern run so much. But again, I think my new favorite Lantern is Joe Mullen. So Sojourner Mullen, Far Sector herself, honestly is my new favorite Lantern. Now, I like the Teen Lantern character. I don't like her name, but I like the Teen Lantern character. Anyways, they're having to rebuild everything because part of the core got separated and went into new sectors of space in like a new dimension, I think it was, and was separated when the reactor went south. Meanwhile, all the other Lanterns lost power to their to their rings all at the same time. This was definitely a terrorist attack, and Joe's got to get to the bottom of it. So she's got to re-secure the terror cells. She's getting Simon Boz to help out with that. 2, she and Teen Lantern are the only 2 Lanterns technically left standing. I mean, with their powers set. Everyone else is having to make do. So she's got to get to the bottom of it. She's got to be the people in charge. At the same time, all the Guardians are down for the count. So she's got a lot on her plate. Meanwhile, John Stewart is completely cut off from both power to his ring and the rest of the Corps. And he's having to fight a group of slavers on a planet, which John Stewart, outnumbered and out of energy, is still a really ridiculously badass character. And that's all I'm going to say. Those are the John Stewart stories that I always want. So you get half that John Stewart story, the other half centering around Joe Mullen, and I love them both. Honestly, an amazing read. Almost my pick of the week, right there. But again, it's not uncommon for me to pick this Green Lantern run as my pick. It's been outstanding. So, again, amazing top shelf book. Don't skip it. Not my pick of the week. Right about there. Not my pick of the week. Now for my pick of the week. Without a doubt, Patrick, Deuce, and Guerrero. And this is Batman Secret Files Signal. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I really love Duke Thomas as a character. I have fallen in love with Duke Thomas, I think, ever since We Are Robin, which people didn't like. We Are Robin. I loved it. I loved, what was that Batman run? All-Star Batman?
Yeah.
I liked All-Star Batman. I liked it. I didn't love it, but the reason I liked it was for all the scenes with the Signal. They were amazing. I love him as a character. Now, keep in mind, we're going to get a lot of his history in this. So we're going to see members of We Are Robin pop up. And the other Robins are pretty pissed off at Duke that he's gone and sort of become Batman Incorporated. Can we say that?
I hope so.
He's joined like full blown. He's gone big league, and they all feel left behind. Some of them are angry, and some of them have problems with like mental health and stuff like that. And they tackle some of that. They tackle that. Meanwhile, some of them have gotten powered up. So we're gonna see some We Are Robin characters in different forms, and it's awesome. But I like everything Duke Thomas. Cam, you really love Duke Thomas too.
Yes.
Honestly, the thing that I love about Duke Thomas probably the most is like Batman will talk about like the other Robins, and he'll say like, you know, this Robin's got this going on. This one I've sort of failed. This one I have to constantly watch. We know which ones we're talking about when we say that. But whenever he talks about Duke is he's like, look, you are Gotham. Like, you represent the best of us, and I've trained you really well. Like, you can handle this. And seeing Batman say that to someone like Duke, just it feels really, really good, man. Man, I really, really love this run. So, anyways, this is a one-shot. However, at the end of this comic, it says to be continued. And God help me, if we don't get that story and the rest of that story, we will riot. So please give us the rest of the Duke Thomas story. Pick of the week for DC, Signal. It was amazing. I had the best time with it. But again, I'm a little biased. I love Signal. What did you think, Cam?
It was really good.
It was really good. Okay. It was really
I
good.
hope that you continue.
They better. They left it on kind of a cliffhanger. There is something in this issue. I don't want to talk about it without spoiling it, but there is something tied to Duke's past and pretty much his origin story. And he sees essentially a cure for it that we didn't even know exists in the DC universe. We had no idea. I've never seen this exist. So, and the implications of the place that he was dealing with will also be haunting Gotham for a long time. The only time I've seen something on that level in Gotham has been the Bloom stuff. Do you remember Bloom? Bloom was he was giving like powers to villains, making villains more powerful, like making them meta. So it was crazy. He was a weird character. So I haven't seen that in a long time, and it has grander implications for Gotham.
True.
It really, really does. And more importantly, the Duke Thomas story, it takes place during the light. So he's the counter to Batman's darkness.
Oh, true.
Oh, I love that, dude. Yeah. Anyways, so pick of the week, Signal. Let's get on the other stuff that's not pick of the week, but still pretty good. Byrne, Fantini, and Rodriguez, and we're talking about Steak. Now, is this a weekly? We've gotten one of these every week, it feels like.
Most of it's just sent because of,
I think it's a weekly. Anyways, so Steak. Something about the art for Steak really, really sells me on this book. It's basically that vampires are living in the world. The rest of the world knows about them. The main character is a hunter that wants vampires to register. It feels like True Blood is what it feels like. The stories, it's not a bad story. I really love, honestly, they've got drag queens in this story that are just hysterical. Like, they are so funny. And I don't know, they remind me of like Tu Wong Fu. Do you remember that old movie?
yeah.
Yeah, Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for
Everything to a new one?
yeah. So that it reminds me. Those characters remind me of those characters. So I honestly, those characters really, really do sell the book. But what sells it more than the writing, more than the characters, is the art. Because I don't know, this art direction is amazing. They are very sparse on their use of color and heavy on ink when it comes to the black and white. And for whatever reason, it works surprisingly well. I wish I'd seen more comics with this sort of color scheme take and light and shadow take. It's outstanding art from Scout. Really, really good. And Scout wasn't even on my radar before this year. So Steak, don't skip it. The art alone is totally worth the price of admission. Next is Ridley, Foreman, Underwood, Redmond, and Locust. We're talking about the next Batman Second Son. God, I love this book. Again, not my pick of the week. Still pretty good. Not the best, but pretty good. There's some stuff to unpack about this. This is basically Jace's origin story. But one of the things we find out how he got the suit in this issue. We also find out where he got his training, which was surprising, was it not?
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty surprising. You're going to have to read it and find out. But did I have a good time with it? Yes, I had a good time. Is it my pick of the week? No. The art is good. The story is good. It's pretty good. It's not the best yet. I want to see Jace does again make mistakes in this, and one of them leads to a little bit of pain. But that's part of why I like him as a character. Like he's very much a new Batman, so he's going to make a ton of mistakes, and that's great for me. So yeah, next, Tamaki, Nahopan, and Bonvillain, and we're talking about Crush and Lobo. Now, Crush and Lobo, we need to unpack. Crush and Lobo, issue number 1, you love.
Yes.
Absolutely loves. You said, I don't even think I read it. I don't think it was. Did I read it?
I don't think so.
I don't think I did. So I jumped in on this issue. Now, what I will say is I was not confused. It did not throw me off my game knowing that I didn't read the first issue. All you need to know in this is that Crush is going to reunite with her father because she's got issues, and her father is in space prison. So yeah, and oddly enough, the responsible portion of this issue centers around Lobo being amazingly responsible, surprisingly responsible in prison. Very
I think in the first issue,
yeah.
the staking, parent-kid counseling with Crush and Lobo, if she was willing to go.
Oh,
Then her whole first part of the issue was her being late for her girlfriend's birthday party and meeting her girlfriend's parents and
so she got in trouble.
kind of having like a meltdown, kind of like, oh yeah, like I didn't know this is kind of how I should get dressed and all that.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh yeah, I'll go visit Pops. Why not?
Crush is really rough around the edges when it comes to the gal she goes out with.
Mhm.
Like she really does not get it as far as relationships are concerned. She's trying, but I love Crush as a character. She's really flawed in that aspect, and it makes me love her more. And I've always loved Lobo. I know. Lobo is a parody of Wolverine. It's DC, it's hot jab. But at the same time, there's something about the character that is just so entertaining. Anyways, so this is honestly outstanding. I had a great time. I laughed the whole way through. It centers mostly around Crush traveling through space, and I think she's singing the Doom Doom song from Invader Zim, but she's changed the lyrics just slightly, which a good sense of humor there, Ryder. That was amazing. Also, Crush's vice is not like her dad. Lobo's vice, what is it?
Booze, cigars.
Booze, cigars, and women.
Right.
Crush's vice, one of them is certainly women, but the other one is coffee. So I can relate way better with Crush.
That was another thing in the first issue too. While she was at Titans Academy in Berlin, she had like a lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee. Oh, I love it. I love it. Anyways, having the best time. Honestly, a great comic, good art, great story. Crush and Lobo is amazing. Is crushing it. Let's just say it. Let's just say it. Next is Bendis, Pugh, and Filardi. We're talking about Justice League. Introducing the United, sort of. The United is a team for the United Planets, and it's not really a team I like, and I don't think you're supposed to like them. No, are they villains? No, you'll have to read it and find out. I can't spoil too much of it. There are other things to unpack in this. One of them is that Naomi's parents come to visit the Justice League, and Black Adam gives a compliment. Probably the best compliment I've ever read from Black Adam. I can't even think of a compliment I've heard from Black Adam, but then to hear something like that, it was honestly an amazing scene. So that is great. You should buy the book for that because it was just weird to see that. On top of that, we got Justice League Dark in the back, and I'm happy to say, granted, I love the Wonder Woman Justice League Dark, and it makes sense that she was paired with them because she has a magic origin. But Batman is back with the Justice League Dark, and I think that's everyone's favorite character to lead Justice League Dark. So yeah, I had a good time with it. It's great. Come pick it up. Is it the best? Nah, it's okay. It's okay, but it was pretty good. I'm not bored with it, is what I'm gonna say. Johnson, McGoldrick, Ogle, Grayson, Brown, and Ferreira, and Spicer, Conjuring the Lover. Now, I'm going to review this book, and what I'm really going to tell you is it's a really, really creepy horror story, maybe centering around demons. That's what I'm going to tell you. I had a good time with it, and I think if I was just a giant horror comic fan, I would eat this up. I would love it. I think it's your jam. Lahaina, I'm talking to you if you're watching. It's definitely your jam. But do I know anything about The Conjuring? No. Nothing. For whatever reason, I've never seen those movies, and I've not read the comics.
You know who they are just because of the paranormal psychology we used to look up as kids. But yeah, the movies are different.
The movies are different.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Do you know who they are? Is it the Ed and Lorraine Warren?
Yeah.
The demonologist?
Yeah.
Oh, it's an Ed and Lorraine Warren story. You said you know who they are, and it's always like every time they show up, I'm like, oh god, they called Ed and Lorraine Warren. Here we go.
Yep.
And granted, I mean, I guess
the OG
they're the experts on demons, and they do deal with demons. But I'm always like, if you gotta call Ed and Lorraine Warren, just burn the house down. Like it's just time.
At that point, you're
Like you don't need those. Granted, they might do their job. It might get cleansed. At the same time, it's not worth the effort. Just burn the bitch down. Burn the bitch down. I gotta tell you, I got a buddy named Dave Gott. He was in my first unit in the Army. His dad apparently lived in a haunted house. Like actually owned a haunted house, would always have this weird stuff happen. And one day he's sitting there like watching TV, like drinking something, and something like pokes him in the back really hard. And he's like, "Oh, that is it. Look, listen, if you're here, I'm sick of this crap. And if you keep bugging me, I'll burn this bitch to the ground. I don't even care." And God said that he never had many problems after that. And I was like, I mean, if they gotta stay there and you threaten that, you do win, right? You win.
I believe that's how it works.
Anyways, okay. Conjuring, this is, I guess the Ed and Lorraine Warren story. Okay. Anyways, on to the next book. Schmidt, McCowan, Hitch, Vines, Oliphant, Sinclair, and we're talking about Justice League. No, we're not. Crime Syndicate, Legion of Justice. You know what they've done is they did that Justice League where they wrote the Legion of Doom over it, but they swapped it from last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I started putting out the J's. I was like, no.
This is Crime Syndicate issue 5, which we also got Crime Syndicate issue 4. Weird. We didn't get this on time, and I don't think anyone did. I think it was shorted. So we got them both at the same time. This one centers around the Emerald Knight, which is the bastardization of the Green Lantern version of Earth 3. This one centers around, the Crime Syndicate, but more importantly, it centers around, Ultraman and the other team, the Legion of Justice, which has a really, really cool version of Lex Luthor. And by really cool, I mean, like, when I was reading it, I was like, damn, I wish this was our Lex Luthor for, like, the main world. Like, he's kind of awesome. So, yeah, you get that. More importantly, you get somebody who tries to fight Ultraman. No, that's not this issue. That would be Suicide Squad. Whoa, we'll go back to that. They're all sort of tied to Earth 3 right now. They're really fleshing out Earth 3's mythos and sort of explaining why things are the way they are. So, honestly, great. I think if you're going to buy it, though, you should probably buy issue 4. You should probably buy issue 5, and you should probably buy Suicide Squad because they're all tied together. And Swamp Thing, because Swamp Thing is tied to it, too. And Titans Academy. Wow. Everything's being tied to Earth 3 right now. That's weird. Next is Chew, Sanapo, and Broom. We're talking about Sensational Wonder Woman. And wow, okay. This is honestly the most Wonder Woman of any Wonder Woman comic that has come out in the past, I think, 2 years, is what I'm going to say. Now, is it great? It's amazing. It's outstanding. It's certainly cool. They do tell an old-timey Wonder Woman tale, her in World War II, and they do it with the old newsprint style of comics, and it just looks good. But it's basically, an old lady who met Wonder Woman when she was really young as a war journalist covering the war, and how Wonder Woman saved the day. And then on top of that, Wonder Woman, she's also taken like her lessons to heart and lived her life by Wonder Woman's lessons. And it's just an old friend. And it goes from there. It's pretty wild. I had hang on, guys. I had a ridiculously good time with this story. Just the way it wrapped up, the way everything played out. I honestly, it's the most Wonder Woman of any Wonder Woman story I've read in a long time. Had a good time with it. So yeah, come pick it up. It's outstanding. Next is DeMatteis, Tucker, Beavers, and Filardi. This is Justice League Infinity. Now this is based on the animated series, correct?
Yes.
It is based on the animated. Now, which Justice League series was this?
Justice League Unlimited.
Unlimited. When did that come out?
Early 2000s.
Early 2000. I think I skipped it. I don't think I watched any of it because I don't recognize any of the art or animation. What I will tell you, there are two things to take away. One, this centers around Flash's birthday, and it's very much a cartoon-like story, based on a cartoon. Two, there is a certain Freedom Fighters character that's going to be appearing in this universe, and I squealed a little bit because I really like the Freedom Fighters. That will also happen in this issue, and so don't skip it. It's awesome. But I will tell you, having not been into the TV show for whatever reason, I was more into the comics at the time, I don't know these characters all that well. I mean, I know them, but I don't know the animated versions of them, is what I'm going to say. Wasn't confused. Wasn't lost, it's still Justice League, but it was just a little bit off, a little different for me. So don't skip it. It's an issue 1. It's good. Next is a book that I was most excited for, and oh my God, I see what they're doing. A Nice House on the Lake. The number 2 is lit up. That is going to be their symbol for number 2 in the story. So we can finally talk about A Nice House on the Lake, and we can finally get to the bottom of this, which is... So the first issue centers around like a bunch of characters, a bunch of people who are best in their fields being invited to a house on the lake for the weekend. And all of them are best in the fields. They're like famous doctors, famous artists, famous writers. They're pretty much across the board like the best of the best. They get there and then they find out that they've been lured there and there's an apocalypse. And the person that lured them there is an alien that basically just wants to save them while the rest of the world just burns because that's what his species wants for the rest of the world. He loves these people, so he saved them, but he's doomed the rest of mankind. And they're basically kept in this lake house that is a utopia, essentially. It has just food and whatever else they could ever want, but they can never leave, and the rest of the world is just in ruins. And I was like, when the apocalypse thing was explained in the first issue, I was like, oh, okay, we've seen this before. This is tropey. Maybe the apocalypse is fake. That's probably what's happening here. Maybe it's a reality TV show or something weird. No. Then it got very sci-fi, and I was immediately saw what the appeal was. It felt like something we knew, but then they twisted it at the end. And the art was really, really good. The story's good. There's a little bit of cryptology and trying to figure out what these symbols mean, but they're spelling it out on the cover. The art is really good, like ridiculously good. It reminds me of Pearl at times. It's some kind of like watercolor looking effect on top of other stuff, and I like the way they do the paneling. Anyways, it's a really, really good comic. Now, this issue is not as good as the first one. They're sort of exploring the house. It's okay. The first one was definitely the best. The second one, it's not the best. It's still a really, really good comic. And I think if you're invested in this already, you're definitely going to want to get it. So, yeah, we've got plenty. It'll be on our shelves. Oh, and that was, it's Tinian the Fourth. No wonder it's good. Tinian the Fourth, Bueno, and Jordan Belair. The last book on our list this week, which is honestly a really good title. And again, it's weird for me to say this because I am the opposite of the Suicide Squad fanboy. Now, it doesn't mean I hate them. I've never bonded with the team. Thompson, Soy, Pansica, Prado, and Sinclair, Suicide Squad. Now, there's a lot to unpack with the Suicide Squad team. One, we're talking Peacemaker is teamed up with... Well, he's not teamed up. He's trying to match wits with Amanda Waller.
Yep.
That's nah.
Funny.
It's funny, but it's like
Impossible.
it's like a Mensa Uber level genius rocket scientist as Amanda Waller going up against a flea. like there's the wits of Waller, and then way almost to the earth is Peacemaker. More importantly, I'm not happy with John Cena right now.
What happened with John Cena?
You didn't hear what happened?
No, I don't do media.
He was doing some promo for Suicide Squad, and he mentioned Taiwan as their own country, and China got angry because he mentioned Taiwan as their own country. So he went in full like Mandarin and gave this giant apology to China.
Well, he's fluent in that too.
He's fluent in it because he's done what they call the white monkey jobs of China. That's what they call him. Is it racist? I don't know. I'm not Chinese, but yeah, that's what they call them. But it's basically they take Americans and they have them do song and dance and whatever else to sell products in China. And John Cena is like the king of that.
It used to be who was it? Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Used to be.
Yeah.
You guys.
He did the apology and everything because, like, for years, John Cena was like the golden boy for WWE.
Yeah.
Like, never had a heel turn, never, went evil. He was, American born, American made, hustle, loyalty, respect,
Yeah.
kids eat your vegetables and eat your Wheaties type.
Yep. And now he's just
basically Hulk Hogan.
kissing up to the big communist power of the world. Man, it's terrible. Terrible. We've lost an American icon. That walking meme is now dead. John Cena. We lost John McAfee, living meme, and now we've lost John Cena, living meme.
Can't see me. Sorry.
Yeah. Living memes are falling left and right. And then we saw a living meme. What's his name? What's the guy? Convince me otherwise, or the meme? It's Steven Crowder. We lost him as a living meme this week too because
this week with
last week, the same week as we lost McAfee, we lost Steven Crowder as a meme because H3 killed him. Ethan Klein murdered him. It was the best. If you missed that, you need to go look up the H3 podcast. It was outstanding. Let's talk about Suicide Squad. We're getting sidetracked. Suicide Squad this week, it was outstanding. Out-friggin' standing. Centers around, what's his name? Bloodsport? Is that his name?
Was it?
Is that really his name?
Yeah, it's Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. Okay. I don't know Bloodsport as a character. I'm guessing I will. I don't know Bloodsport as a character. He's on Earth 3 and he's tasked to giving Waller reports. And, my connection is unstable for YouTube. Oh, okay. We're having connectivity issues. Bloodsport has been tasked with Earth 3 to giving reports to Amanda Waller and trying to find a hero to steal from Earth 3. Right? But finding that the heroes are villains and the villains are heroes. So.
Right.
Yeah. So he thinks he's found one that he's going to get, and unfortunately that puts him on a collision course with Ultraman, who is not someone you want to fight. Ever. And we see him try to use kryptonite on Ultraman. Why won't that work, Cam?
Because he eats it.
He eats it and sniffs it.
Yes.
He's a kryptonite drug addict, the Earth 3 Ultraman.
Funny story about that for the movie, too.
Was there?
Idris Elba's playing Bloodsport. Bloodsport is basically the new Deadshot.
Yeah.
Because Will Smith couldn't do the movie.
Yeah.
So Bloodsport's locked up for shooting Superman and sending him to the ICU with a
kryptonite bullet.
Yeah.
But that really he does get shot with a kryptonite bullet at one point.
Yeah.
And
a couple times, right?
A couple times. Like there's that one doctor that saved him recently.
Yeah.
And then there was one that stopped his heart and Black Lightning like brought it back to life.
Yeah.
Which is why Black Lightning is an absolute badass. Man, okay, so
there's a lot of
that's going to be tied to that.
There's a lot of parallels with the comic book right now, like the movie coming out next month.
Who do we have to thank for that? James Gunn either wrote it or got a good writer that knows the source. But
you maniacal genius, you. Good job, James Gunn.
Good job, James Gunn. You might actually make me care for the Suicide Squad, which the only member I've ever really cared about for the Suicide Squad is Amanda Waller. I hate everyone else. She's just the best worst character. She's very comfortable in being just the most insidious good guy, I guess you could say. Like, she's a good guy. She gets it done, but she doesn't do it with good. She does it with necessary evil. I love her. And she came from, she got her origin was like, what is it, Carmen Sandiego, that kid show? She was literally the, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Oh, man. Oh, God. Yeah, anyways, so can't wait for James Gunn's Suicide Squad. I'm having the best time with this comic. I think you will too. And I'm saying that as somebody who doesn't like Suicide Squad. For years, I've criticized
It's
them.
been fun.
It's been a really good time.
It's
So
crazy.
don't skip it. It's awesome. And again, pick of the week is definitely The Signal. This is our pick of the week for sure for DC. Now, is it our pick of the week for Marvel? No, of course not. Is it the biggest pick of the week yet? I don't know. I'm gonna
Oh,
have to
no.
review
I
Marvel.
already know what your
first.
pick of the week for Marvel's going to be.
What is it?
Immortal Hulk comes out tomorrow.
Oh, it's 49, huh?
48.
48?
Mhm.
Okay, so we got, I think 48's on the shelf.
Oh.
47, but this one was
48.
No.
Okay, cool. 48, 49, 50. I got 3 issues of Immortal Hulk, one of which drops tomorrow, so still got a little Hulk left. That's our show for today. We'll be back tomorrow because tomorrow is Marvel Day. We didn't get our shipment on time, and I'm sorry, guys. So we love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. That was the weirdest podcast ever. I'm sorry. We went off on tangents.
Good book.
Oh, Immortal Hulk might have some competition tomorrow. I don't
Why? What's up
know.
tomorrow?
X-Men #1. The new Dugan one.
Oh, X-Men #1?
Yes.
Jerry Dugan? That's going to be...
Extreme Carnage Alpha #1.
Okay.
Children of the Atom, which is actually pretty damn good.
Comic review.
Oh!
for 7.
Avengers 46 comes out tomorrow, so Immortal Hulk has some competition. I am happy about this.
What's happening in Avengers again?
They're about to do World War She-Hulk.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
that was fun.
I posted to Instagram.
I guess all right.
Mm.
The trains are on the shelf.